that. All right, well, I want to start some more shit, man. You from South Carolina. I'm originally from North Carolina. Let's get into it, man. Who got a better barbecue?
It depends on where you go because, like, there's only a couple spots where I've actually had barbecue in South Carolina because, I mean, it just, I love barbecue, but my family had like pig pickings growing up. So I always ate
Yeah,
homemade barbecue and stuff. So
yeah,
going out and getting it, I was always like, my uncles do better,
yeah,
So,
yeah.
there's one spot in South Carolina that's like pretty much world famous, and it's called Scott's Barbecue. And
Scott's.
if you drove by this place, man, it's like that's it right there. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it was only about 40 minutes from my actual hometown, and I've never even eaten it. Never
Mm,
eaten it. But everybody I've ever spoken to, I've eaten at a bunch of other, like places or whatever. Like there's a place called Schuler's. It's in Latta, South Carolina. There used to be a place called Prosser's Barbecue. It was a buffet down in Murrells Inlet. It was pretty good. I'm actually about to go to a place in Kingstree, South Carolina called Brown's Barbecue. And it actually was on a page that I saw on Facebook the other day. That's how I discovered it. But
okay.
they've all been good to me. So I can't really. I know that's like a very big argument or whatever, but honestly, I don't know, man. I guess it's whatever mustard base, vinegar base, what like what I mean. Whatever you want, man. Like whatever to each their own. So
Yeah, I think you hit on something. The best barbecue that I've ever had has always been homemade. You know what I'm saying? And it's usually been at somebody's house. And,
yeah,
my family has the tradition of the men cook. Like we grill. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I make a mean turkey barbecue. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen,
Man,
I got a. We recently bought a Blackstone. Man, I be letting it ride, cuz I ain't even gonna lie. But no, so my family, up until my great grandmother passed away, my family had two pig pickings a year. We would have one at Thanksgiving and one at Christmas. So
mhm,
I ate that my whole life, and there were some local people around my hometown because I grew up in a very small farm town, two red lights. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Um, a lot of local people around there, they made their own, like, they called it sopping sauce because you would sop the barbecue with the sauce. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
they made their own sopping sauce, man. So I've had so many different versions. I love barbecue. I'm just not one of those people. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a barbecue critic. I could probably tell you better steakhouses better than I could tell you barbecue restaurants just
barbecue
because,
recipe.
you know what I mean? When I go to the barbecue buffet, I'm just violating the hell out of my diet, but I don't care. you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's hard to keep up with your diet too when you're in certain places, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Where
man.
I know I grew up in small towns and it wasn't a lot of healthy options in town that you can
Right.
actually get food from. So when you're trying to train, you have to be really disciplined.
Well,
And
the one thing that helped me, I guess, was like I said, my family was really country. I grew up on my great grandparents' old farm. So, we grew a lot of our vegetables. I've had fresh chicken straight off the yard. You know what I mean? So, before they went through a factory and had a chance to be doctored up and all that shit, like, my family still puts up vegetables every year. I mean, butter beans and okra and tomatoes, corn, and I've done all that as a kid. I remember sitting on, outside on a giant ass sheet with my great grandma and my mama, and we
mm,
shelling beans, or we shucking corn, or we cutting up tomatoes because we putting up tomatoes for the year, okra, collard greens, cabbage, radishes, potatoes, you name it, man. So people, they hear me talking, they like, man, is that part of your gimmick? I'm like, nah, dog, I'm really from the country.
this is real, run
I'm
deep.
really from.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
this is real right here. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely,
Also,
yeah.
little bit of history for y'all. So, when Ric Flair beat Harley Race for the belt in the steel cage match in Greensboro, my great
Mm.
grandparents were sitting ringside.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
That's dope. You know what I'm saying? So you got a little bit of that in your blood, man. You try
for
to
sure,
act like
man.
it just came out of nowhere. Nah, you got a little bit of that in your blood.
For
Yeah. I
sure,
thought
man.
I thought I was the only one that really watched wrestling. I think I grew up in the '80s, man. So I think the thing that got me into wrestling was like I used to see the wrestling buddies. You know what I'm saying? The little
Oh
dolls,
yeah,
the little pillow dolls. And
right.
back then, the Macho Man and the Hulk Hogan and who else was this?
My
The
cousin still
Undertaker.
has his his original Hulk Hogan one right now to this day.
Really?
He has his original one. His mom always kept it for him, and she actually recently passed away, and he's got it now. But it's the original Hulk Hogan Wrestle Buddy.
Okay.
Way back in the day. Yep.
He might want to hold on to it. It might be worth some money, but it is Hulk Hogan, so he might want to burn that bitch too. So we don't know. So he can go either way. He can go either way.
For sure.
Oh man. Well, listen, man. This has been a great